Why is that Vegas beer better than all the other Vegas beers?
Because Vegas is such a beer wasteland. It is a craft beer wasteland.
Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to a Sin City episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Elvis. I'm Brian.
And on the little black box, Mr. Producer Dolan again.
Thank you very much.
Oh boy,
Oh,
that was actually decent.
Actually wasn't bad.
Nice.
So Dolan brought us this beer too.
Yeah, he's been squirreling these away. I think
So.
just for the right opportunity to pop them
Now
out.
I don't want to taint it at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to say poo-poo. I don't want to poo-poo it.
Don't want to poo-poo it, but this wasn't one of Dolan's favorite beers that he
boy.
had there in Las Vegas.
We don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to let that knowledge creep into our minds.
No,
Our palates.
because
won't
maybe we'll like it.
Maybe
I like
it'll-
sour. I like
Yeah.
pineapple.
I like Vegas.
I like Vegas. So this beer is called Ninth Island Pineapple Sour from a Lovelady Brewing Company,
Yeah.
and it's actually Henderson. Whoa,
Ooh.
it's a little carbonated.
Yeah, that's good.
It's actually Henderson, which is just outside of Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
I think it's still in Clark County. Mm-hmm. That's a little skill I've been picking up lately. I've been auditing files like crazy.
Yep.
And I have to check every county, for where people work and live. And I'm learning counties like crazy. So I know that Reno is in Washoe County.
Washoe.
And Vegas is in Clark County. And I've got a bunch of other ones memorized, but, that's probably about where we're at. So we're down in Clark County, Nevada.
Dolan, I know you didn't like this beer. Do you want some of it? Is that
Where's your cup, Dolan?
Yeah, where's your glass?
I always forget it. I think it's behind you on the shelf over there.
I know Clark County because Pawn Stars. The Beard of Knowledge works at the Clark County Museum.
I know that's the Amish looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's smart.
I met him in a parking lot. We ambushed him one time. He was walking to his car.
yeah.
We were at Gold and Silver Pawn.
Yeah.
And we were eating across the parking lot at Rick's barbecue place. And we saw him walking out after they got done filming. So we busted ass over there and took a picture with him.
Oh.
So totally ambushed him.
I bet in his wildest dreams he never thought when he was going into the field he was doing like, I'm going to be on TV.
Nope.
A celebrity.
Never.
Weird. Good
Never.
for him.
Yeah. So, all right, let's give this one a shot because I like pineapple and I like sour beers and here's what I don't like. I don't like craft beer in Las Vegas, but we'll get to that in just a minute here.
Well, I do. Some of it.
Dolan, I don't know what you didn't like about this.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah. It's not.
It comes off more sweet to me than sour.
Yeah.
It has good fruit flavor.
It's
The aftertaste is true to pineapple because
Yeah.
you get that sort of like in the back of your throat.
look at the look on his face. He still doesn't like
He's
it.
scarred.
Yeah, I think it. When you have bad acid reflux
Yeah.
and you burp, kind of puke up
Oh,
in your
boy.
throat.
Okay.
Yep. That's
what's
that's
happening?
exactly.
Wait
what
a
it
minute
tastes
though,
like.
but that's generally the sourest of sour beers. Is kind of has that effect though, right?
But I
Well, it's
like
acidic.
sour beers.
It's
It's
acidic.
just this one is. Maybe it's too close to what my puke tastes like.
Oh gosh. Trigger warning for you.
Here we.
Puke averse people.
This week on A Beer with Atlas, we're drinking Dolan's vomit.
Vomits in a can.
That's
But you know
gross.
what? If you're nope, I'm not gonna say that because that's gross. I was gonna say if it tasted this good, I would go for it, but I'm not gonna say that.
So here's the thing. I have generally been disappointed with the craft beer that comes out of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
There are a couple of them there that are just awful.
Okay.
Not great at all.
Sure.
If I were at a bar
Okay.
in Las Vegas and this was one of the choices and I ordered it, I wouldn't be mad.
It has a candy sweetness to me. That's what it tastes like. Like a sour candy that has a shell. You know what I mean? Like a sour, like a sweet tart or something. That's what the sugary taste reminds me of.
The sweet tart is actually a really good.
Like that's to me what it is.
Yeah.
This would be good when it's hot out.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Your skin's on fire, and you've already put all the sunblock on you can, and then you just drink this, and you don't worry about your sunburn anymore. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. So, I don't. I like it. I'm okay with it.
I'm not.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
We don't agree on everything.
Well, then I guess
No.
we'll just finish that one.
I'm going to finish this one. So here's the thing. Lovelady Brewing Company is located at 20 South Water Street in Henderson, Nevada. Henderson's just north of. Is it north of Vegas?
Sure.
North-ish.
Maybe.
Located in downtown Henderson, 5 miles from the Henderson Convention Center. Here's what's fun about the whole thing, and I think they were very proud of this. There's no smoking and no gambling at their facility.
Boring.
If you want to get away from it in Las Vegas, that's where you're going here to the brewery. No smoking, no gambling. I'm kind of okay with that.
But you know what? So I was in Vegas literally 8 days ago, and I was at a craft beer brewery
Okay.
on Fremont Street, and there was no smoking and no gambling,
Okay.
and that was on Fremont Street.
So it's not unique then?
No.
Okay. They made it seem rather unique.
Well, I mean, it's probably unique as in most places you can smoke and drink and gamble, but as far as beer places go, let's see.
No dice.
I was at least in one. Literally no dice.
No dice. No dice.
Right.
All right, so hours Monday noon to 9, Tuesday through Thursday noon to 10, Friday, Saturday noon to 11, Sunday noon to 8. So definitely not Las Vegas. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week business. No.
Can't support that.
No. So here's kind of the story behind these two. So 4 dudes started this.
Okay.
4 brothers.
Whoa, that's a
4
lot of brothers.
yeah. Twin brothers, Richard and Robert, started brewing in their backyard at age 17.
Ooh, sketchy.
Viva Las Vegas, baby.
Hey, they're probably brewing root beer their first couple of batches, I bet.
Little sarsaparillas.
Yeah.
Yep. Immediately, they called it Dick and Bob's Brew. Get it? Richard and Robert, Dick and Bob's.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
glad I was almost
Not
to taking a drink, and I would have did a spit take
Spit
at that
take.
one. Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah. Many years later, they were joined by the 2 older brothers, Jeffrey and Jerry, and their lifelong friend and beer guy, Mike Brook, joined them, and they created Lovelady Brewing Company. Lovelady is their last name.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
Robert,
Wow.
Richard, Jerry, and Jeffrey.
Dick
Lovelady.
Lovelady.
Dick Lovelady.
Cool.
Don't laugh at the guy.
I'm
his
laughing
name?
at the guy.
That's his name.
Because I'm thinking like they're no smoking, no gambling, and they named their brewery Lovelady and the can and everything.
They're not Amish. What are you?
And they were brewing beer in their backyard at 17.
17.
But now it justifies everything that their last name is Lovelady.
That's good. It's
There
a
you
good
go.
tie-in.
I think,
I like that name.
Yeah, it's
Lovelady.
fine.
Yeah.
You got a nice logo on their can.
I've just seen the angel, or it looks like Cupid on the back. That's the only thing I've seen so far.
There's a nice little sunbather girl on there.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's very attractive.
Almost looks like GTA.
Grand Theft Auto?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
5%. There's definitely, I mean, it must be close to Vegas because they're showing the strip on the can.
If you take Las Vegas Boulevard straight north and you go past the Rio and then past Gold and Silver and then past Fremont Street,
Yeah.
like you eventually run into Henderson.
I would
think.
assume so, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't gone further north than that.
Yeah. The pull for me when I'm in there is just Vegas.
I love
You
Las
ever-
Vegas.
I do too.
I love it.
Oh, I love it.
The lights, the 24 hours a day, the gambling, the excess, the
People watching.
People- oh
Dude,
my
the people watching is off the chain, as the kids
Yes.
say. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, it's so good. And they've cleaned it up a lot, which I'm not a fan of. I like Dirty Vegas. Like 10 years ago, amazing.
Well, if you go down to Fremont Street, there's still like
Yeah.
dudes wearing what was the other a couple years back? Yeah, he's wearing like a duct tape bikini
Oh yeah.
just
That's-
around his
yep.
junk, right? I
Okay.
mean, that was it. And it was a dude.
Yeah, when I was there a few days ago, there were some girls that were dressed up like showgirls.
Sure.
And they were wearing basically nothing, and they would run up to dudes and grab onto them, and then you'd have to give them money, and they would give you a picture.
Yep.
So that was a thing that they were doing. Of
course.
But then most of the homeless folks that were down there used to just be like money for whatever. Now they just wanted actual marijuana because it's legal there.
That's all they want.
So they had a signs that was just like, hey, weed. Just give it to me.
Just give me weed.
I don't even want the money. That's another step I have to do. Just give me the marijuana. So that was a modern times, modern solutions meme in real life. Right
High
there.
Times? Did you go High Times there?
Well, you could have.
Fun story about the showgirls and pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I, not knowing Vegas that well
here we
or at
go.
all,
Yes.
happened to me because Pete and Justin had that. Pete and Justin had that sticker contest the one time at TravCon where you get the best picture with their sticker somewhere in the photo. So I thought it would be funny. Oh, I'm going to slap a sticker on a showgirl and get a picture and send it to Pete and Justin.
Yeah.
I didn't know that picture, they were going to, push me for $40.
Woo.
And
Right.
recruiter Becca knew and just laughed at me the whole time.
Didn't give him money.
No, I wouldn't.
Just
give him
laughed
money.
at him.
Yeah.
And in fact, she
Yes.
had my phone, took the picture, and walked away, and then just laughed from afar.
Yes.
That was a good call.
That's what you do to Vegas rookies, right?
Oh,
I mean,
for
that's
sure.
exactly
You
what
don't
you
help
do.
them. I mean, you help them out so they don't go to jail, but you don't give them money or anything.
The very first year we went to TravCon here in Las Vegas. Mike Spees was with us. This is back when he was a recruiter still. So early days of Atlas, right?
Yeah.
6+ years ago. And Spees likes to go out. He likes to get up early and go walking. So he got up early and walked the strip or whatever. And there was a homeless dude right out in front of Paris that ambushed him.
Yep.
And all he wanted was money for crack. That's it. I need money for crack. And Spees was like, I ain't got no money for crack or whatever. This dude looked like crazy hair. We saw him there later. He was sleeping on the side of the.
Must not have got the crack.
Didn't
He
get
was
the crack.
asleep.
Nope.
Yeah,
No
that's
one
the thing about Vegas, man. You just never know what you're going to get into.
Yeah.
And there's some people are just built for Vegas and some are not. My wife hates it.
Really?
Hates Vegas. So the only time I get to go is with my buddy Mark.
Okay.
So it's his birthday, January 13th. So we usually try to go every couple of years around his birthday.
And
So
that's why you went
that's
recently?
why I was there. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right.
So what else you got on this thing?
That was it. I like this beer so much. I just drank all of mine.
Yeah,
It's
you
all
did.
gone.
Wow.
Is there anything left in the can?
Yes, there
Okay,
is.
I'll drink what you got.
You can have it.
Wow.
Okay. Because I got some stuff to talk about.
All right.
All right. What's this beer called?
It is called Ninth Island Pineapple Sour.
You know why it's called Ninth Island?
Not
That's
a clue.
also actually a nickname of Vegas. That's one of Vegas's nicknames.
Ninth Island?
Ninth Island. I'd never heard of this before.
I've never heard of this.
And here's why.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, there's got to be a connection here.
Sure.
And it connects to the pineapple.
Okay.
And basically, long story short, I'll give you a little history of it. Ninth Island is Hawaii. There's 8 islands in Hawaii, I believe. Is that right?
Okay.
Vegas is the 9th island, and here's why. Lots of people from Hawaii come to Vegas, either to live, to work, to party, whatever they do. Vegas is the spot. Every year in Vegas, there's 40 high school reunions from high schools in Hawaii. They have them in Vegas.
Okay.
1 out of every 10 Hawaiians visits Vegas every year.
For real?
Wow.
10% of the population comes to Vegas every year.
What?
Yeah. And it's all because basically it started out this one place called the California Hotel down near Fremont Street.
Okay.
And this is in the early 70s, I believe, somewhere in there. And basically it was, when it first started out, as the name sounds, California, it was based on California. So the rooms had like different California themed, San Francisco, Sacramento, LA, all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
And the guy that was running the place kind of started noticing that he was seeing a lot of Hawaiian people in town, and he decided that he was going to start marketing specifically to Hawaii and Hawaiian folks.
It still exists.
There you go. It's still there.
Look at this. If you Google California Hotel Las Vegas, it's
Yeah.
still a place.
And they started making the rooms look like Hawaiian-themed rooms.
Oh.
Right? And basically, he discovered, and this is going to be stereotypical, but they're going to say it's true, and that's how it was worded on their website. But Utah and Hawaii are the only states that don't have any gambling at all. So if you want to gamble, you can't do it in those 2 states.
Of any kind of gambling
None.
whatsoever.
Not even like bingo.
No
scratch
Powerball,
cards, no
scratch
Powerball,
tickets,
nothing.
Pickle cards.
Right. And in the Asian communities, there's some like poker and some other games are popular. Gambling's a big thing. And then because of the Asian influence in Hawaii, there's gambling that they want to do, but they can't in the state. So the closest place to go that had gambling was Reno, Nevada. And that's where everybody used to go until this hotel, California, came in and said, hey, just fly down here. It's a little bit farther, but it's nicer. We got a big hotel. You can basically have the run of the place. So that's where basically it started setting up so Hawaiians would come there.
Interesting.
And they would have, it didn't change very often. As you saw in the picture, it looks like it's pretty much the same.
Pretty similar.
They were talking about, I was reading a story about it in like a local Vegas news story where they had a machine that grandma had played and the mom had played and now the daughter had played in the same spot in the casino. So it's not like most casinos where you're used to or I'm used to. If you go there every 2 years, it's different. Everything's changed and gone. This is like they just made it and they left it alone. And they also call it like, there's a name that they use, a term, but it's like being at home. The people that stay at this hotel, there was a lady that said she goes there 6 times a year. And she stays at this hotel.
Yeah.
And a lot of time her husband will be like, I don't want to go there. Let's go somewhere else. And she's like, that's fine. You do your thing. I'm going to Vegas. She stays at the same hotel room. She sees the same people that work and are there gambling. She said, you just wear slippers and walked around. It's like your family reunion's in the hotel because it hasn't changed and it's specifically for those folks. And that's not an uncommon thing in Vegas. Like I was talking to a cab driver that I had that picked us up and took us to Fremont. On a Sunday morning at it was about 5 in the morning.
Whoa.
When we decided to go down there.
Yikes.
And we drove by this huge casino. And we had been in Vegas 2 years ago. They're still building it. And it opened for 1 year. And it was owned by, I don't know if it was Chinese government or Chinese somebody, but it was China was owned it and it was Chinese themed. And it was specifically for Chinese people to fly and stay off the strip in Vegas.
Okay.
And it was super duper expensive. And they came to find out they did not want to stay off the strip. They wanted to be on the strip and where the action was. And it was open for 1 year and now it's closed. It's abandoned after 1 year of being open. A huge hotel casino just sits there behind a gate.
Huh.
So like it's been done before and it's been done since then. But that is why it's called the Ninth Island, because there's so many Hawaiians. And it's kind of interesting. I didn't know this, but at the time I was there, I was waiting for my flight to leave and come back to Omaha, and the guy that ran the restaurant I had lunch at was like a California Pizza Kitchen. He was from Hawaii. 2 of the people that I talked to in the airport that work for the airline were from Hawaii. So I was like, oh, this actually is playing out to be true. At least the people that I met and talked to were all from there. Let's see, what was the guy's name? Sam Boyd. That's the guy that owned the hotel and started marketing. It's called Boyd's, and then there's that's a name that's fairly popular down in
Boyd's
Vegas.
Gaming is okay.
So that's who had the idea. Let's see, what was it else? Cheaper. Oh yeah, one of the reasons they said, why do so many Hawaiian people come and live in Vegas? And they said because like Hawaii, Vegas, their economy is based on tourism.
Okay.
So you can have a hotel job or a bartender's, skills you can learn in Hawaii are very applicable in Vegas. And then it's cheaper to live in Vegas by a lot versus Hawaii, right? So just financially. And then the last thing, a lot of them, I guess, or some of them are Mormons. And there's a lot of Mormons from like Salt Lake City that moved to Vegas for some reason.
Okay.
And so that's like a big connection and like another, not a direct way, but just a line, a pipeline of people coming from there to Vegas.
Interesting.
So there's like Hawaiians that live in Salt Lake City and then come to Vegas. So
interesting.
That was something I did not know.
Is there a big Mormon population in Hawaii then?
I don't know. That I don't know.
Maybe I'm just trying to make it. I'm making a generalization there. I don't know.
It could be. Let's see, what else did I learn? Oh, so that was a nickname I didn't know about at all.
Sure.
But then I wrote down some other nicknames of Vegas.
Okay.
City of Lost Wages.
Yes.
City of Second Chances. This one I like is called the Boneyard because of all the deconstruction happening. So they're tearing down all the time and building something up.
Yeah.
So it always looks like skeletal. Buildings are always in flux.
Interesting.
And it's also the marriage capital of the world, they call it.
Our friends and fellow Atlas employees, Matt and Misty Lawhorn, got married there.
Really?
And then got remarried there.
Nice.
What's my alarm?
Recently?
Yeah, just recently. Were you there? You were not there.
No, that was the year before my first year.
Year before.
So
Say that should have been a daily video.
3 years ago.
Yeah. So we it was probably their 20th wedding anniversary. They were just poor, younger kids, and they got married there in Vegas at the Little White Wedding Chapel, just down from.
Saw it the other day.
Yeah, as you drive right past it, right?
Between the Strip and Fremont.
So we set this whole thing up. I helped Matt set it up, and there was a ton of Atlas people. We were all wearing Where You Belong shirts, right? Yeah. Tons of Atlas nurses that were there at TravCon, right? And we went down there like, well, here's what's happening. They were super excited to be there, and so it was me and Adam Collette. It was our job to get Misty down to surprise her or whatever.
Oh, she didn't know this was happening.
No, Matt surprised her with the whole thing. Okay. I went to there's a candy shop in the basement of Bally's. Okay. And I got a ring pop. Nice. So I used a ring pop as that's to renew their vows or whatever. I thought that was funny. Anyway, so we're in an Uber. We're driving down there, and we told her, you got to come down and help us jump off the stratosphere. We're having Adam's taking people to jump off the stratosphere, right? Because that's a thing.
Yeah, it is.
And Adam has done that before. Anyway, so we drive right past the stratosphere. She doesn't notice. She's like on her phone, blah, 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 talking to nurses, whatever. And we go, and she's like, "Hey, look, that's where I got married." And we pulled in to the spot, and she's like, "What are we doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, I just want to go see it or whatever." And completely oblivious until we got in there and she saw Matt and everybody else. Yeah. She's like, "I don't know what we're doing here, but okay, I'm just along for the ride." Wow. It was awesome.
That's really cool.
We had a whole chapel full of Atlas employees, Atlas travelers. It was nice. It was pretty kick-ass.
That is good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good story.
I want to jump off the stratosphere.
I do not.
No. I think it would be a lot of fun.
I don't even want to get on it in there.
There's been a couple of, there's been a few. Megan Shaw jumped off. I want to say this is right. And I screwed up her name. I know she doesn't travel first anymore. She went perm. Used to be an Atlas traveler. Screamed the whole way down.
I've heard this story.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. And then hit the ground, still screaming.
Yeah.
Right? They're taking the harness off of her. She's still screaming. Shaking, screaming. Yeah. Might have peed a little bit.
I would have peed a lot of bit.
Ooh, boy. She loved it, though. It was fun.
Oh, no.
Man, yeah. I would...
I'm not built for that sort of...
I want to skydive, too, but...
No. Well, you can do that in Vegas, too.
You better teach us how to run these controls first.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know what those knobs are on that box over there.
I don't know.
I need to be able to turn those knobs. Dolan, I wish you brought 2 of these beers back.
Yeah, I'll drink some.
I'm sorry. Why is that Vegas beer better than all the other Vegas beers?
Because Vegas is such a beer wasteland. It is a craft beer wasteland. And I don't want to name any Sin City Brewing Company out loud. My God. It not only is it...
Yeah, but that's not supposed to be good.
But it's not...
But people are going to Vegas not to drink craft beer. They're going to get hammered on big yard cups of daiquiris and drink cheap pitchers.
But that doesn't make any sense, though. It doesn't make any sense because you go there, it's opulence, right? And so you go there to eat steak that comes from the Midwest that we can get here for a third of the cost, but you're paying $100 a steak there or whatever, but you go do it, right? You go to Hell's Kitchen, or you go to what's the other dude? The Bobby Flay, or you go to any of those. Gordon Ramsay probably has a bajillion restaurants there now.
He's got one for sure now.
Too many of them where your bill at the end of the night is in the 200, 300s. Right, when you can have the exact same meal here in Omaha for $100 or $75 or whatever.
That's the Vegas my wife likes. That's not I bet you I spent $50 on food when I was in Vegas on my last trip.
But why don't you get that opulence from craft beer there then?
Well, you might just have to go off the strip to get it.
I've been off the strip to get it. It's not there. It doesn't exist.
I don't know.
It does not exist.
So if you find a craft beer in Vegas, send it in.
There you go. If Dolan was still recording it, my little rant
down on Fremont. I go there every time. Banger. Mm-hmm. It's right under the zip line.
I have tried every one of them. I haven't tried that one, but I've tried every one that I could possibly find. Thomas Piper has tried every one that he could possibly find, and it is a wasteland there.
Well, I drank for the Chiefs game. We went there.
Okay.
And we were there for 3.5 hours. Mm-hmm. I tried every one of their beers.
Okay.
Maybe a couple times. And the two that I liked the very best beer they had that day was a barrel-aged wee heavy.
Yeah.
So it was a Scotch ale. It was on whiskey barrel. It had coconut and vanilla.
Okay.
And it was 13.5%. And this thing was amazing.
And it was good.
And then they had a 14% Imperial Stout that was barrel-aged. That was chocolatey, roasted, almost like coffee. And that one was great. And they had some IPAs, and they had a Dunkel, I think. They had a porter. They had it's like a peach sour. I didn't try that one, but every time I've been there, which is 3 times now, the same guy's been working. He must be an owner or something there.
Okay.
And it's a blast. It's fun. I love it there. It's great people watching because you can sit at the bar and look out the window and watch people walk by on Fremont Street.
Oh.
And they have actual beer that I want to drink. That's the only place I'll go to get, because when I go there, I know I'm not getting good stuff except for that place. So we go to Fremont, we always go there.
That maybe times are changing then. Maybe because they've
been open about 4 years, I think. So
as craft beer goes there, I know I'm probably relegated to Blue Moon. Quite honestly, that's the best I can get.
I get Lagunitas IPA. That's what I drink
well, you
there.
can get that everywhere. That's true.
Depends on who owns the casino, because some people have Goose Island and some people have Lagunitas.
Yeah,
but that's what you get.
The Bally's pool, where we always have our pool parties there for TravCon, has 12th of Never.
Oh, nice.
Which is, I think, as a canned Lagunitas beer. I mean, it's Lagunitas, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That probably one of the better canned beers that they do.
Yeah.
That's just a basic, not much to it. I mean, it's good.
You're not. If you want to go someplace and drink a lot of beer, you go to like San Diego or Asheville or Fort Collins. You're not doing that in Vegas. That's not why you're there usually.
I guess, but if you're gonna have a good meal and you have good wine, why can't you have a good beer?
That's true. I guess I've never had good food in Vegas. I always go cheap. So here's some research I did.
Okay.
And it's basically about the style. It's kettle sour.
Okay.
And we've not really talked about the differences.
No.
So we're going to go into it just a little bit.
Okay.
So it's really not a style of beer. It's a preparation of beer.
Sure.
Okay. So the style is sour. The way it's made sour is a kettle sour. And it's also, you've sometimes heard of it called a quick sour.
Okay.
So basically what it is you're spoiling the beer on purpose like you do in a barrel-aged sour or a wood barrel sour. But you're doing it in stainless steel. You're doing it in the brewery itself.
Right? Oh, in the brew kettle.
Yes.
Oh.
So that's why it's called a kettle sour. And you also can do it a lot faster.
Okay.
So a standard, if you're thinking of it like a Flanders style, those are usually going to take 6 months to a year, maybe longer, for them to actually sour on their own. Or this one, you're just like, oh, you want it sour? Okay. And you just make it sour.
You pour it in and it does it.
And then it does its thing, and then you continue the process. So I was just going to I wrote down just a few things of these.
Okay.
Like how it works. Basically, do it like a normal. You start it out, you boil your stuff, you cool it down, you add your lactobacillus, which is the sour component, basically the yeast strain or whatever makes it sour. You let it sit for a couple days, and then you reboil.
Okay.
Activate that.
Yep.
Then you add your hops, cool down the wort just like normal, add your yeast, and ferment it. Just the same. So the only difference really is you have a 2-day waiting period where you're souring it, right?
Sure. Okay.
And then everything else is the same. Now, one of the knocks you'll hear, like if you're someone that has palate, like Aaron Daly out there, he'll say like it's kind of one note with these sort of styles. Like you're just getting that pineapple, right, or whatever.
I can see that.
And that's a knock against them. But the plus side is you can make them fast. You can do all sorts of different flavors with the same base. Like Cross Train does with those 12 beers at Christmas time that they do.
Right.
You can't do that the standard way. Like kettle sour is the only way that's able. But also then you can try all sorts of crazy things. So it's, plus and minus. It depends on how nerdy you want to get about it or what your regulations are.
You're not looking for complexity in this kind of beer, though.
No, and you're not going to get it.
No.
But in the other kind, you can in the barrel. So it's just a matter of if you just want to know what you're getting into, right? So when you buy something that says it's a kettle sour, you're going to know that it was made fairly quickly as far as process goes as a sour beer. And also that you're not going to be looking, like the mead we had the other day where it had 4 different layers of flavors. You're not going to get that in a kettle sour.
Right.
Because it didn't have any time to do that. So that's really the difference between a kettle sour and just a normal sour. Because a standard sour, one that's organic, is something that's in a wood barrel and it takes its time.
Sure.
So that's I just wanted to throw that out as a little different. So
interesting. I
watch out for that microphone.
Watch out for the microphone. You know, and I appreciate, you know, complexity in beer, and I appreciate, but sometimes it's just, you just want the straightforward. And I know I can get that out of a kettle sour. And I guess I never realized before that that's what a kettle sour really is. Like, it is that simple.
Yeah.
And I don't know if simple is the right word. Like, brewing beer is not simple at all.
No.
But just simple as in the brewing process, you just add that little bit of time, and then bam, it's a sour.
Yes, and it's it's faster.
I've learned from my friend Bobby Cross that you know, brewing sours, because sours is arguably my favorite style of beer. I mean, next to IPAs and stuff, sours are my favorite. They've got a whole separate section there at Cross Drain now where they do sours, because if any of this escapes, it could sour all the other beers.
It would be really bad.
It would be really, really bad.
Yeah.
I never knew that before. I just thought it was just a process.
So,
it was just whatever.
We've had a couple sour beers Aaron's brought back from that Covert place.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And that's a place that brews them the traditional way, not a kettle sour. So that's why they were brewing and making sour beers for over a year before they were even open to pour a single glass.
Is this the open kettle or whatever? Is it the
yeah? That's a way that you can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the bonus beer I brought, and I felt like I needed to bring this because the way that Dolan was talking about this one, I was scared.
Okay.
Because he was like,
like we needed a palate cleanser.
So I was like, okay, well, so I went into the archives here,
Uh-oh.
and I brought Odell, which we've had a few of theirs before.
I love Odell.
They have a cellar series, so it means it was made on oak, and this is a tropical fruit sour, and it was bottled in 2018. Oh. And I'll just read you what it says here, because it kind of ties into what we had here in Vegas, the feel. But it says, living in landlocked Colorado, we often dream of a tropical beach and a warm ocean breeze. That dream has inspired our newest Cellar Series offering. Oh boy, that is a word. Onolicious. Onolicious. A blend of tropical fruits creates an intricate flavor profile with powerful aromas of passion fruit and mango, while funky notes of ripe guava and sweet tamarind round out the shape of this deeply complex sour ale. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Toothpick umbrella not included. So
it's some fun alliteration in there too.
There was, and I had never read that before, so it was a little dangerous.
Interesting. Similar color coming out of the bottle there. It looks
a lot more bubbles.
Yeah, a little carbonated. So this has it's aged for a couple years now. Then
yes.
Interesting.
There you go.
Okay. Dylan, I'll be interested to get your take on this too, to see what you think. Because as much as I've learned from IPAs, and now I'm trying so hard to learn with stouts, that it can come in all shapes and sizes and flavors. And I had a double IPA last night from a brand new brewery in Estes Park, Colorado, called Avant Garde. And their double IPA is great, but it looks brown like a brown lager.
Weird.
It's weird, but it tastes like a double IPA, and it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely different ways to do it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, this is way more sour smelling.
Yeah, it smells.
All right, let's see. What do you think?
I like that way better.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, let's see what we get to it.
I don't think it's as sour.
I don't think the flavor profile is that much different. It is more complex.
It doesn't taste like sugar candy.
No, it does
like
not.
That's
gone.
No. So it tastes more like fruit.
The sour component is the same, though. The sour component is
not.
Definitely the same.
There's no more or less sour, really.
It's funny that you keep bringing up that sugar sour candy, because I hate it. I hate sugar sour candies.
Yeah.
Sweet tarts, you don't.
That might be why you don't like that.
Sprees, you don't like
do sprees.
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
I don't do
chewy
sour
sprees.
Skittles. I don't do Skittles.
That's un-American right there. You don't do Skittles?
No. M&M's, peanut butter M&M's.
Oh, those are good. Okay.
Those are pretty good.
I like this a lot. This is. Oh, here's the thing. Odell doesn't miss.
Yeah, they're usually pretty hit on. I mean, one of the complaints about them is they don't try a whole lot of different stuff, but they do kind of. You just have to look for it in these like one-off series that they do. Like this is where they're going to get adventurous.
Odell has arguably the most pine coney IPA, double IPA I've ever had. Couldn't finish it. It was too much.
Wow.
And normally I'm like, whatever, I'll just drink
Recently?
anything. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say because if it wasn't, I bet you could finish it now.
Oh, I probably could now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is probably a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I would probably seek it out now.
So, the other research I did is tied to Hawaii and tropical fruits, and also pop culture, because that's what I like to learn about.
Right.
And the first thing that came to my mind, and you'll know what I'm talking about. I hope Dolan knows too.
Right.
Brady Bunch.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
When they go to Hawaii.
They go to Hawaii.
3 episodes. One of the first shows ever that went on location to shoot.
So they actually went to Hawaii. They're not just like filming this in Los Angeles on the beach and saying it's Hawaii.
Yes, they actually did. And that was one of the things when I was reading back and watching a little bit on YouTube, because I hadn't seen it in, 20-something years, right?
Right.
A lot of the first, because there was a 3-episode little, the start of the season, first episode, they go there. Mm-hmm. And the first episode is almost looks like a travel video. It's like a lot of nobody's in the shot. They're just like scanning the beach and like looking at the trees. And you're just like, what is this? Like a
And they're playing like the Hawaiian music.
Yeah. It's almost like what did I write down? Like what was the airline? United Airlines. That's the airplane that they fly on?
It was actually a United Airlines flight.
Yeah, so it's like a United Airlines commercial is what the first episode really kind of felt like. So I just wanted to run it past you. We'll talk a little bit about those episodes. Dolan, have you seen this?
I recall seeing some of it in the mornings. It was next to like Leave It to Beaver and those kind of shows in the mornings my grandparents would watch. But
yeah.
And by grandparents, he means people our age.
Yeah.
Potentially, yes.
Well, a lot older.
At that time.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. I got you.
Yes.
So here's the first episode. It was episode 1, season 4. It was called Hawaii Bound. Then the second one was called Press the Taboo.
Okay.
And then the third one was called the Tiki Caves. So here's the story of what happens and how it's not plausible. So Mike, who's what does he do? What's his job? He's like an architect.
He's an architect, yeah.
And his company's like, hey, Mike Brady, we have this building we're building in Hawaii. We need you to fly over and check it out. But go ahead and bring your whole family and your housekeeper.
Of course.
Company, maybe the 70s was a little lax. I don't think we're doing that here.
Yeah.
I can't get to Vegas.
Because we're building a building, and there's no, on-site management.
Yeah, there's no one to even, oversee anything.
No.
So they get there, they fly. Everybody's pumped to go to Hawaii.
Of course.
They get there, and they see basically nothing has been built. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. It's like, okay, what are they here for? Because this is just a hole in the ground with some steel coming out of it, right?
Sure.
So then that's part of the episode. Then they start going and they meet a guy on the job site. He's like the contractor.
Okay.
Then also he becomes their tour guide and takes them around and does some stuff. So
because that's plausible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his name was David, I remember. And he takes them around and does some stuff. One of the best things was Alice gets laid.
Whoa. Not by Al the bartender. Oh,
not by the butcher, Sam the butcher.
Sam the butcher, Al the bartender.
That's a different
She could have
show.
been nailing Al the bartender.
Maybe.
We don't know.
You never know. It was bowling night.
Don't know.
Yeah, so she gets a bunch of them. So everybody, I think either they take theirs off and give them to her, or she gets a bunch. But basically, her whole face is covered, and that's comedy for 1970. And then they.
There's some comedy there too. I'm not going to keep going. Please.
I know what you're saying.
Exactly.
Then they did something not weird, but you would do this if you went to Hawaii. They go to the Pearl Harbor Museum,
Oh, sure.
but they do it on the episode.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, this is a comedy, and it wasn't funny, obviously.
That's not funny at all.
It was
no.
just really somber and sobering, and it was just like, okay, hurry up and get past this.
Right.
I get it, but you're down in my Brady Bunch show.
Right.
So then they go back to...
No kamikaze jokes or anything?
No, nothing like that. They're in silence. They're just showing it, which is why it was almost like a documentary. It was weird.
Okay.
So they go back to the job site. And the kids, I think it's Cindy and Bobby, are messing around, and they find that tiki idol.
Uh-huh.
And one of the construction workers that's there is like, "Oh no, that's bad. You got to get rid of that thing. It's got bad vibes." And they're like, "Too bad." Bobby takes it and he puts a hole in it and makes a necklace out of it. Remember that? So then all the bad luck starts happening. And you're for the 3 episodes, you're basically trying to figure out, is it really bad luck? Yeah. Is it because of this idol, or is it just stuff that can happen?
Sure.
Oh, I don't know. Well, what are the things do you remember? Do you remember anything?
I don't remember any of it, no.
The one that sticks out in my mind was the tarantula.
Oh.
In their room, they wake up and there's a tarantula I think it's on Peter in the bed. And he's freaking out. He's like, there's a big tarantula. He scream and yell, and Mike runs in and saves him.
Yep. Are there tarantulas in Hawaii, actually? I mean, are there actual
think
tarantulas?
so. I don't think so.
Okay.
One of the other things that happens that was bad luck, Greg Brady,
Yep.
Johnny Bravo,
Yes.
as you will, he decides, hey, you know what? I want to enter the surfing contest.
Sure.
I don't really know how to surf. I live in California. I mean, I've done it a couple of times, but I'm going to enter this contest. And by gosh, he does. And right before he goes and paddles out there, Bobby gives him the thing. Here, it's good luck charm. Puts it on.
Gives him the tiki.
Goes out there and surfs. Gnarly waves.
Yeah.
I think I'm using that right.
Not in a good way.
No, he crashes. He wrecks. And it's almost the end of the episode. And he doesn't come up.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, Mike Brady drops his briefcase or whatever he's holding, and he runs into the ocean. And he's wearing swim clothes, right?
Sure.
And you're almost like a cliffhanger. They're like, oh my gosh, did he die
Wow.
in the ocean because of the necklace? But then they realize their audience, and they show Greg stumbling out of the water.
Sure.
And he's fine.
Yeah.
They couldn't leave the episode there.
Wow.
Because nowadays you would have that. That would be the cliffhanger.
Well, sure.
In reality, Greg did know how to surf a little bit. Barry Williams, the actor.
Yep.
And they were going to have a stunt guy do it. He was like, no, I can do it. Well, he did crash, and it was the one they caught on camera, but he almost crashed into this huge coral that was under there, and he did get cut up real bad. So, like, when he came out, he was all bloody. But it could have been way worse. Like, he almost fell, like, face first onto the thing, and it would have been real bad. So they're like, maybe it really was that.
Oh.
Then...
I learned to surf when I was in Hawaii.
Did you?
I did. This is a super side story, but that coral is no joke. Like, they told me, okay, because I was a skateboarder.
Sure.
I thought, okay, I could do this, or I can balance.
Yeah,
or
it's a
whatever.
balance.
Honestly, it was just a matter of balance or whatever. But they said, okay, as you come in and you fall off your board, do not put your hands down. Like, your instinct is to put your hands down, to or whatever, because the coral is super sharp and it will cut you or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I mean, first time I went and I wiped out,
Yeah.
put my hands down right on the coral,
you're like,
and just like razor cuts.
Oh.
And then salt water makes it even worse.
That feels good.
It just, instant pain. And then I pulled my hands up out of the water. And Jenny's, this is our honeymoon.
Nice.
So,
That's how you do it.
yeah. So I pull my hands up out of the water and instantly just blood down my arms. And she's like, freaks out
Yeah.
or whatever.
And then the sharks come.
They were like little paper cuts. They really weren't, but God, they were painful. Holy
Yeah.
shit. It was painful.
That's what happened to Greg.
Well, there you go.
So a couple other things that happened to him. The kids are fighting in the hotel room, and he throws a pillow, and I think it was Peter ducks. It hits the wall, and this big thing that's on the wall falls down and crushes the bed. And he's like, "Oh man, that almost hit me."
Oh.
And then the next episode happens after the surfing accident, and the guys are out doing their thing, and so the girls do what you do. They take a hula lesson.
Of course.
And Alice throws her back out.
Oh.
And guess what? She's got the tiki in her pocket.
Oh.
Because Bobby dropped it. And she picked it up, and instead of just taking 8 steps back to the hotel room, she put it in her pocket and went with, and then she threw her back out, and she had to go to the hospital. Okay.
She wasn't getting laid anymore then.
She did not.
No.
Maybe in traction.
Yep.
And then the third episode, the final.
Hawaiian way.
Also, I forgot to mention in the first one, one of the construction workers happens to be Don Ho.
The actual
The
Don
actual
Ho.
Don Ho, and he's singing with a ukulele.
For real.
For real.
You know who Don Ho is there, Dolan? Have you ever heard Don
he
Ho?
doesn't.
Big ukulele guy?
Yeah, see, he
I know.
knows.
Somewhere over the rainbow?
No.
that's,
Not that guy?
That's I almost sent that to you today because of the video that you posted of the Korean kid
Yeah.
playing the ukulele.
Fang, I think is his name.
Yeah, Fang.
The I cannot pronounce his name.
Yeah, I know who you're
The
talking
big
about.
400-pound Hawaiian dude.
Yeah, him.
This guy, no, that's not him.
Oh.
Don Ho sings a song called Tiny Bubbles
Tiny bubbles.
in the wine. Okay, so he's there. He's famous in Hawaii, and he, at that time, was huge. He was like a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the things about the Brady Bunch. They always had big stars. Like, remember Joe Namath was on?
It was the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, and Peter,
It's the biggest show of the time.
dude from the Monkees was on, I remember.
Peter.
Yeah, Peter. So she throws her back out, all that good stuff. This was weird. The person that was teaching them, I found out some trivia, that was teaching the girls how to dance. She was Miss Hawaii 1965.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
if you want to, for some screen grabs or whatever.
Sure.
And then he crashes. We got all that. The last one was finally the locals just tell the kids, you got to go put that back in the cave to get rid of the bad vibes.
No more juju.
Got to get rid of it.
Yep.
So they take it in there, and who's in the cave?
Don Ho.
No.
No.
A guy that's looking for artifacts and treasures. He's a bad professor.
Oh.
And his name is Vincent Price.
No way.
Yes.
No.
He guest stars.
Holy cow.
And he's like, he's like the guy that Indiana Jones would be fighting against.
Oh, yeah.
These belong in a museum.
Yep.
That guy. He's the one stealing them. He's looking for Hawaiian artifacts, and then they have to catch him, and the cops come.
Sure.
So that's the end of episode 3, season 4, and they go back to California. So
they gave it to Vincent Price then?
no, I think he wanted to steal it from him because he understood what it was, and they were like, no, this has to stay here, and then they busted him. The cops came.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they would just pass on the bad juju to the bad.
There was some hijinks, and jokes and bell bottoms and whatnot. And
Sure.
then he got in trouble. So that's my Hawaiian Brady Bunch information for you.
So this is interesting. I'm checking this in on Untapped right now, and my comment is not bad for a Las Vegas beer.
Yeah,
Because I think that's where I'm at. It's not bad for a Las Vegas beer. Out of 4,386 reviews, where do you think this falls?
3.28.
Dolan's going to go down.
0.
He's going to go in the 2s, probably.
Negative.
See, I would rate it probably a 0.75.
Wow.
Well, you can.
You can.
do
But probably a 3.5.
It is 3.52.
You were close.
Yep. And honestly, out of sours, I lost my headphones.
I lost everything.
Damn it.
There it went.
There it
it's
is.
back.
As sours go, I give it a 3.5. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it.
What about this one?
This one, it's interesting. Let's look it up. Let's see. Oh no, Licious. I'd be interested to know where they got the name from.
Yeah.
Did Yoko have anything to do with that?
Is it Oh No Licious or Oh No Licious?
Oh no, like Yoko.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Like the person that broke up the Beatles.
No.
Don't disagree with me there.
It's true. She didn't.
It's 100% true.
No.
Let's see. 4,504 check-ins. What do you think on this one? On Oh No, I Broke Up the Beatles Licious.
4.09.
4.3.
3.98. So pretty solid. I'd go 4 on this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not bad.
From a complexity standpoint, they're way more fruit forward, maybe more passion fruit forward.
Almost reminds me of fruit juice versus the other one was like fruit flavored.
So I think that's the comparison I'm making. Like this one is fruit sweet versus sugar sweet.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like it better.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me too.
Yeah, I can see that. That's for sure. Sour, tropical, tart, fruity. There we go. On the Untapped. I'm trying to get to your level of Untapped, quite honestly.
Well, it's going to take you a while.
I know. I was very proud of my Untapped numbers at the end of last year, and then you sent me your Untapped numbers, and I felt inferior.
My brew-in-law tried over 1,000 unique beers last year.
1,000
in just a year.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, I had like 600.
See, I have this thing where I feel weird about, like when I hang out with friends or whatever, or if I'm going to lunch with somebody, like I feel weird about pulling my phone out. Like, so I always forget to do the Untapped.
You should not feel weird.
Yeah, or you could just do it later.
I know,
True.
but that's the thing. Like, I leave and then it's like, I can't get the picture, and then I'm
eventually,
not motivated.
You'll be the point where I am, and that's your main priority, is to try something you haven't tried.
Yeah.
I don't care who I'm with. I'm taking a picture of the beer
Right.
or the menu or wherever we're at. We're getting this out of the way first, because if I'm with you and you're with me, you know that's what I'm going to do.
Totally.
You're expecting it. Some people you'll go out to lunch with or dinner, and they're Facebook scrolling or whatever they're doing. I'm just doing Untapped. That's it. Like, that's my thing, right? And then I'll be done with it and I'll put the phone away. But I am going to take a minute, and I'm going to get my stats, and I'm going to do it right, and then I'm going to be done.
That's Jenny has she's come to terms with that, quite honestly. Wherever
Yeah.
we go, let me see the beer menu, let me order the beer, then put it on Untapped, and then I'll put my phone away, and then
And then we'll have it. Yeah, then it's a normal thing. Just a buffer, like a minute or two. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting how we went to Hawaii on this one. I didn't think we would get
It
there.
was a nice escape, since it's been snowing and raining for the last few days here.
Oh, no kidding. And I thought we'd get there with pineapple, and we didn't. We got there with Ninth Island, and I didn't understand. Now I know where that came from.
And the Brady Bunch.
Does pineapple even actually grow in Hawaii?
Yes, because we talked about it, I think.
We did.
Dole. I remember talking about it, but
they don't anymore, right?
Yeah, Dole doesn't have their plant anymore, but there's like craft pineapple growers, like little independent farmers still do.
You know what's interesting too is I thought maybe you'd go with tiki, but we've already talked about tiki.
We've done that too.
We've talked about a lot of
But
stuff.
I forgot about that.
But my brain is weird, so when I think of Hawaii, the first thing I thought of was Brady Bunch.
Where's Brady Bunch?
Yeah, I've never been to Hawaii. Have you?
Yes.
Other than your surfing thing.
The
Have you
honeymoon,
been?
that was it.
One time?
We went to Maui. And
Never been to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Me neither.
You know, it's one of those places that a lot of people have a desire to go to. I think I could. I mean, I'll still go there some point in my life, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not like on the top 10 for me.
It's so expensive.
It's expensive. It's cool. You should go.
Isn't it a long flight too?
It is a long flight,
I hate flying.
but it is horribly expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when we saw. So it was definitely not like when you go to like Mexico or Jamaica or whatever, like beach places, and you get the all inclusive or whatever. So this is our honeymoon, and we thought, honeymoon or whatever. When we got our room charges,
Yeah. You were like, wow.
oh, shnikes. We drank what? We did what?
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good chunk.
I do know about Hawaii that there's a huge craft beer thing happening there now, and there are so many breweries. My sister goes with my brew-in-law every, I don't know, they've been a couple times now, and yeah, they just hit brewery after brewery after brewery. So
it's not just Kona.
No, I don't even think they make Kona there.
No, they don't.
But
Budweiser.
yeah, but there's a lot of good ones, and they were really kind of in the forefront of the Juicy IPA a couple years ago. That's really what was happening out there. So be interesting to see when they go back next what it's like. But
I could see why though. I mean, with the fruit flavors and stuff. I mean, I could see why.
they have all those right at their disposal, right outside. Go get your fresh fruit and do it right there.
And do it right there, and it'd be even fresher.
They were doing a lot of those, and then they were doing a lot of those, I think, like Berliner Weiss style with the fruit syrups. So change your own flavor as much as you want. Have you ever seen those at a brewery or something?
But I would do that.
A lot of times you'll get like a base. They'll just pour you a Berliner Weiss in a glass.
Okay.
And then they'll give you 5 different fruit, like little squeeze bottles.
Okay.
And you can just put it as much as you want in, and then you try the next one and the next one, and you're making up your own combinations. It's almost like I don't know where else. What do you could,
like when you go to Denny's and they'd give you the different kinds of like
syrup,
flavored
maybe.
syrup.
Yeah, it's like that.
This time I'll have blackberry flavor.
Yeah, that's what it would be like. Okay, we have blackberry, we have cherry, we have jalapeno, we have something else, and you just make whatever you want to make. I've been to a couple places that do that.
Interesting.
But they're all like fancy, house-made flavors. It's not like they just got a jar and opened it and dumped it in front of you. So
gotcha.
It's like a little bit higher end than that.
All right. Well, if you like what I hear, we've never ever in 70 plus episodes asked you to like, subscribe, anything like that. So if you like what you hear here, click the like button, click the subscribe button. You'll get notifications when new episodes come out every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
There we go.
Evening.
Late evening.
Yeah.
Late evening.
You'll get notifications that a new episode has come out. If you run across a beer somewhere and you liked it a lot, and you can, you bring it back for us or
send it to us or just let us know.
Yeah. We'd love to try it here and talk about it and see where the research goes, because I think that's half the fun of doing this is the research that Brian comes up with.
Yeah, we never really know what we're going to get into, so it's kind of fun.
Send beers in. Send them in.
Send them in.
Yeah. Look, we cleaned out the beer fridge already, right?
We did.
Yeah, so we have space.
So now we have space.
But I am already scheduled through March at this point.
Oh.
So
well, keep sending them in.
Keep sending them in.
Keep sending them. Dolan has a great idea that maybe someday we'll do where we just do mini-sodes where we just talk about the beer and that's it. Mm-hmm. Like we try, okay, here's the sour from wherever. And then we drink it and we're like, oh, this is a sour. Okay, see you next time.
Maybe call out whoever gave us the beer. And yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, as long as we get to drink it, I'm okay with whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. So, so if you're someplace and you have a fun beer or whatever, bring it to us, and we'd be happy to drink it on the episode and talk about it. So, until next time, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have another beer.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.